Um, I want to talk about jointness. I want to talk about peacekeeping, and I want to talk a little bit about maritime. But I want to talk about where we are right now. And there's positive and negative in that, but most of it is actually very negative. If we were holding a conversation about an impending defence commission 18 months ago, I'd be more optimistic because the public finances are in a different space. The one chink of light is Ireland being promoted and elected onto the UN Security Council. But of course, with that is going to come a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility. I think it's a little bit ironic, and I'm not going to be cynical, but I'm just fearful that wouldn't it be very, very bitter if the Defence Forces, which actually played a huge part through its peacekeeping record in getting that successful vote, if the Defence Forces then turned around and basically neglected and told you can have a commission, you can have a form, which as Ben sketched out, could go in ways that are not positive. It would be sad if the Defence Forces don't get money, doesn't get investment, doesn't get political support, because that's not just unfair. There's lots of unfair things in politics, but that's also stepping back from the investment in peacekeeping, which yielded the result it did in New York a few days ago. So I think the political elite, the civil service elite, need to pay attention to the Defence Forces. I very much take what Ben said about that dysfunctional relationship needs to be addressed by both parties. So we are where we are. Don't underestimate that the COVID-19 has created huge fiscal challenges. And the bottom line is the level of spend and the profile of Irish defence spending is such that, as Ben said, you're fighting over a comb. You know, it's very difficult to see how new capabilities can be engendered. But that's the mistake what a Defence Commission should do. It's not a shopping expedition drawing up a shopping list of bits of kit that would be nice to have and we might or might not be able to afford. It really needs to be a much more fundamental exercise, not just in thinking, but in communicating